the channel with Jay Marie Design. Pull up a chair, it's creative time. We're cutting and coloring, inky and bright. Sharing those tips to make your cards just right. From giggles to glitter, oh, we got the knack. Step it, blend it, we'll never look back. So join the fun, bring your crafty delight with Jay Marie Design. Let's make something tonight.
Hello, friends. I hope everybody can hear me okay. And at the moment, my dog is going to bark because he thinks I need to sit with him while he eats. But tonight, he's going to have to eat by himself. Wow, what a day! Oh my gosh. I'm saying, you know what? Amanda's a hard act to follow, but oh my goodness. I'm excited to be here. Debbie J, congratulations, girl. 8,000 followers. That is amazing. And happy birthday. I'd sing, but you know what? I don't sing. True story. My mama used to tell me to hum in church. That's how bad it was. So, anyway, today I am going to be channeling a little bit of Debbie Jane Elizabeth. I am going to do a little ink blending. Totally not my thing. So, you know what? Why not do it live? I also, because I was following Amanda, I pulled out my lights. I've used them once. So, we'll see how it goes, and if they work into the picture in my head, then we'll be good. But I am using this set from Not Too Shabby. It's called Party Animals. I thought they were cute and they would be fun to color, and that is my thing. I love to color. And they have matching dyes, and then the paper, because Debbie always talks about loving the beach. And I don't know if these are her colors that she likes or not. I like them because it has pink. But these are from the poolside collection from Not Too Shabby as well. But I loved the gold and stuff that are in here. And then I have a couple other little things that we'll add on. So welcome in, everybody. I am not going to say hi to everybody because I've missed everybody already. So let me get a drink because one, I'm nervous, and two, my voice is going. All right. So I have already stamped my little critters. We're going to color first. Welcome in, everybody. So what did you think of that light up card with the astronauts? That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, so I have these stamped out and I use the Simon Hurley Black Widow ink. It is my very favorite new ink for Copic coloring. So we're just gonna do a little bit of coloring on these guys. I stamped the whole set. So we'll see how this goes. But we're gonna start with the bear and this bunny, and then we'll get to the panda and then the tiger. Grrr. Somebody wake Elizabeth up. She'd been up so early. I'm sure she's napping. All right. We're going to start with our bear. Let me get some browns. Yeah, that card was amazing. And you know what? It has inspired me to use my lights more and just try things. But the ink blending, yeah, all of it, just all of it. So we're going to go with the E30s. I just have to find one more. That's not it. So I'm sure she's sleeping. You know that woman loves a good nap. All right. I think that is it. 34. All right. We're good to go with our browns. And I always pull out way more than I need, or I probably use way more than I need. So I don't need both sheets. That was in case I messed up. But let's get started, and hopefully I can color and read comments at the same time. So, just curious, there's been a lot going on today. Do you have a favorite? Have you found a new creator to follow? This has been so fun. And also, before I go on, um Brian Brian Dickey, let's keep him in our, let's send him some good healing vibes. Brian is a little under the weather. I'm sure he would rather be hanging out online here with everybody, but he is not feeling good. So feel better, Brian. All right, I'm going to start coloring. And we're just going to do just some easy shading under here. Well, I'm glad you found me, Hardly Lady Teresa. There's um a ton of people, or a ton of creators that have gone live today with some fantastic designs. It has been so fun. I have lurked on some, but caught most everybody. I got to pay attention to where I'm shading here. Oh, she's painting a frog. She's on TikTok. All right. Her raven she painted last night was fantastic. I'll forgive her. So for me, and everybody has their own way of doing it. There she is. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Elizabeth. I thought you might be napping. Um, is I start dark to light. Everybody does it their own way. For me, this is just what works because I tend to be um an overshader. I add a little bit too much sometimes. And so if I start with the dark and work my way down, then I do okay. Um, but yeah, so we're going to avoid the overshading. We're just going to go around this present, kind of like an oversharer. I'm an overshader. I'm surprised you aren't napping. Girl, you've been up since the crack of dawn. I'm sorry if I get a little quiet. It's concentrating. I also knew that if I was too nervous, that coloring would be my way to relax. So yeah, um, social anxiety is bad, even online. You should see me in person. It's really bad, but that's all right. I love going live. I love doing this, so it helps. I get so quiet when I'm trying to, especially when I'm coloring, because it's like my happy place. And so I tend to kind of forget what I'm doing. This bear is so cute. I love this set. I've used them quite a bit. It's one of the few like birthday sets that I go to. Boy, today was so busy, busy, busy. There was so much going on, like just online, tons going on. I mean, it's been a fun day, but just a busy day. I was telling Delise that I'm exhausted, like physically exhausted, just from getting ready this week for everything. Um, had a couple hops and a new release, and so I had to make sure I had everything ready to go. That's not blending out quite right. Anxiety is awful. Yeah, right here. Queen of being anxious. Um, but once I get started, or if I'm like at a conference or something, once I start talking with people, then I'm okay. But up until that point, oh, I will think of every reason possible to get out of something just to not have to deal with the anxiety. So that's a little about me. Fun, huh? All right, let's get his belly. He's a cute bear. And we'll come in with just a little shading on his little fur here and around the corners. So I have been coloring with Copics for 17, 18 years. Same set. I've had them that long. Um, I actually we were living in Alaska, in Kodiak, flew to Anchorage, Alaska to get certified back in the day when Copic did all that. All right, let me find my little hex chart because I got to match my pinks. Got to find a pink. Hey, Linda. All right. Okay. I use that hex chart all the time. 10, 10 and 2. I feel like I'm driving. So after I get these guys colored, I probably should have colored them ahead of time, but I didn't. We're gonna do a little stamping and ink blending, just for fun. Now I need a blue. All right, we probably don't need all of these critters. I definitely need a panda though. And we're gonna do his present the opposite. And pandas like this especially are easy to color because all you gotta do is add a little shading or nothing because he's already colored with the ink. That's funny, Melly. My dad was our driver's ed teacher at our high school. So he was my driver's ed teacher. I went to a very small school. I grew up in Northwest Washington. Um, but yeah, so my dad was my driver's ed teacher. That's always fun. All right, let me find my mark ones for shading. I think we're going to do some ends. No, that's a C. I have N1. All right, maybe we'll go with the C's because I can find those. All right. Aren't they cute? They're fun little critters. I love to color critters. People are hard. So I'm just going to kind of shade around here just a little bit, a little in the corner. He's a very clean panda. Hey Jay, usually pandas are kind of a off off white, but he's very tidy. He took a good shower before coming to Debbie's party. So, funny thing, when I make cards or anything really, um, especially like with critters or if I'm designing kind of a little scene or whatever, there's a narrative in my head of of the, the critters, the animals, whoever it is. Um, Kind of there's a story behind the card excuse me, in my head when I get started. I don't know why I do it, but that's how I create. I go along with, so, he took a good shower and scrubbed up real good before the party. He knew he was coming to see Debbie J and all her friends, and that eventually he would be traveling to Florida. So he's, put on his best panda gear and he is ready to go. Now, this part's a little too dark for me, so I'm going to come in with my colorless blender and just kind of blend this out a little bit. And the colorless blender, what it really does is it moves or removes color. You can, like, if you go out of the lines, like on this guy here, I went out of the line. So I can push that color. And it just, you can see here, it pushes it back into the drawing. So, hey, Amanda, your card was amazing. It was fun. All right, he needs his hat done. We need, let's see, a blue. He does. Panda gear. He has his best panda gear. Put on his, his best little panda pants. And he is ready to go. There is a bunny. We're gonna do the bunny next. And he got his little party hat. He is ready. He's got his little pink cheeks. All right. Now, see, a bunny would be white. And so, he's just, or they could be brown, but he's going to be a little white bunny. Kind of like Alice in Wonderland, the white hair. So we're just going to give him some really light shading. One, I really want his little pink ears to stand out. So this is just kind of a little willy-nilly. See, he would be fluffy. And you know what? He's scrubbed up too. So he's not, he's got his best party balloon. And then I'm just going in with C0 to kind of soften. I don't want those lines to be too much. And then we're going to go back to our bear while this one dries. And we're going to go in with our C3. And just kind of where it's dark, I'm just going to put just some little dots. And then we'll blend those out. Could be a ginger bunny. That would be fun. We had a black bunny, the kids did. Her name was Persephone. And he doesn't have little eyes, but we're going to give him eyes. He needs little eyes. There we go. Oh, we had Persephone. We first moved here, so that would have been we've been here in Alabama for 13 years now. All right. And we're going to come in. Hades and Persephone. That's awesome. Our when we raised our rabbits, they all had Roman god and goddesses names. That's like my empress, my electric die cutter that I just got. I was laughing, giggling at Amanda talking about hers because, oh my gosh, it makes such a difference. And her name is Empress Aurelia. But we name things in our household. Things get named. Cars get named. My sewing machines had names. It's just how our family works. I'm in Mobile, Gulf Coast. I think I'm about 7 hours from you, Debbie. And we're gonna have a nice blue balloon. See, I love fun names like that. I went out of the line, but that's all right. Nobody sees it. All right, now we're gonna switch to our tiger. And what's a good tiger color? We're gonna go. I have too much stuff. I need a bigger desk. 18 and I don't know where 16 went. There we go. I love critters. I love coloring critters, but they're fun. Critters are fun. Critters, for birthday. And who doesn't love a critter birthday card? All right, so we're just going to come in. Oh, that's a good tiger color. Tiger. Grr color. The bouncing orange one from that uh classic childhood storybook is my favorite ever. I had a large stuffed one that um, was on my bed even well into when I went to college. He's gonna have orange nose too, because they should have orange noses. And then we're just gonna step down our colors. That's funny, Ruth, in a funny way. All right, and we're just gonna blend this out. He's got his little party blower, and he came with his perfect party hat, his little tiger hat. I'm gonna die cut these guys out too, so my coloring is getting a little. Maybe more caffeine will help. All right, we're a half hour in. Whew! I think we can make it. Do his little bouncer thing, and then we're gonna die cut these guys and get them ready to go to the party because I need to ink blend the background. There we go. They're so fun. So quick and easy. He needs a little bit more blending. I was a little nervous, so he's not quite blended out as much as I would like. So let me get my. I need my bucket. So Chinese takeout buckets are great for corralling markers because I'll go back and come back in and put down the marker colors that I used. There we go. Oh, super cute. Super cute. All right, let's get these guys die cut. this magnetic mat that comes with the Empress, one of the best things in my craft room. And I did die cut extra layers of these guys already so that I always try and put an extra layer behind them just to give them a little stability, some rigidity, some stability in their life. All right. I need to Dremel these die cuts. This set is one of the first ones I ever got from Not Too Shabby. And I need to take the Dremel. I have the Dremel that we bought to trim the dog nails, but the dogs are terrified of it, so I use it to trim the pokey pieces off of my dies from when I didn't know better than how to trim them down. So I will go in, usually when I get a new set, I split them apart, and then I go in with the Dremel and um, cut off all the little pokey edges because, man, those things are dangerous. Almost as dangerous as the magnets for my glass board. Those got me the other day. It's almost gone, but I got bit by my magnets. It left a huge blood blister on my finger. All right, we'll try and get these over here without moving the dies, which I didn't do. Let's get these guys on here. All right. We'll see how close I got. Black. When we lived in Alaska, we got a hand-me-down beta fish, and his name was Billy Buskin because the Buskin River ran through Kodiak there. We're close enough. I probably could do the tiger again, but we're not going to. We're just going to call it good. All right, so let me stick these back on here before I lose them. Or at least in a general vicinity to where they were. We got to color the cake. They hurt. It's not the first time they've got me, and I usually I remember to keep them craft responsibly, right? Far enough apart that they don't attract, but I picked up one and came to grab the other one, and their attraction is just so strong. And they yeah, they bit me. All right. Let's do our ink blending before I forget what I'm doing. All right, so here I lost my white paper. There's my card. We're doing a slimline card. Did I mention that? There it is. Oh, you know what? I already put it in my Misty. Let's think ahead and then forget that we thought ahead. Oh my goodness. Menopause is bad. All right. I need my stamp set. And we are going to use just all of the like all of the little extras, the balloon, like they're on here. The balloon, the party, the cake. All right, I got a half hour. We'll do some presents, cake, party hat, and we're gonna do them, and then I'm gonna move them down and do them again, and then I'm gonna emboss them with clear embossing, and ink blend. So we're gonna do oh, I almost forgot. We got a brushy because I will end up with embossing powder everywhere. And I did remember to take it off of my Misty. Because if you put the embossing or the non-sticky stuff at anti-static while it's in your Misty loses its stickiness. There we go. All right, let's ink. So when I get stuck or nervous or whatever, my favorite things to talk about are, critters, coloring, and food. Um, I always want to know what everyone's having for dinner or breakfast, whatever time it is in your corner of the world. Um, One, because I always like new ideas for cooking. I know T was making meatloafs the other morning. Um, but I love to cook. I am a competitive barbecue cook. If you didn't know that, I am. It's one of my other favorite things to do. I need my rag and some water. Um, I haven't been recently since I had back surgery, but that is my one of my passions is cooking and barbecue. Ooh, crepes sound good. All right, we're gonna have to mix these up a little bit. We'll put the balloons here, the present here, the cake, present, party hat. Yum. We did that last night. We had some the Johnsonville um jalapeno cheddar air fried chicken and asparagus. That sounds good. Now all that other stuff sounds really good. I'm gonna head on up to T's for dinner. Oh, a big old burger sounds good. We had Chinese food last night because the boy turned 23 yesterday. No, Thursday. What day is it today? And so his birthday request was Chinese food. So it is me, Jen, with the pink smoker. I have a pink drum smoker and a pink my little steak cooking competition cooker is hot pink too. Because you know what? If you're gonna cook barbecue, which it's becoming more, there's more women involved, but it's a man's world out there. You got to have a hot pink smoker. It's intimidating to them. All right, so we are gonna put our clear embossing powder on here. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, herb garden. I want to do an herb garden. I want an indoor herb garden like by my kitchen window. That's really the only window in the house that faces or gets any sunlight. Yeah, Christina, I mean, I don't have as many kids, but I ran a daycare for years, and so I always cooked for, a small army. And my children are large humans and well, not large, I mean tall. I'm 6'2", my son is probably 6'6", and so learning to cook for just the two of us, sometimes three of us, my gosh, that was hard. All right, I need my little helping hands, my little embossing hands, because I have one too many times. There we go. So talk amongst yourselves while I do this. I'm sorry if it's loud. This heat gun is from the late 1900s. it might be time to invest in a new one. This one I seriously have had since, gosh, 1998-ish. Um, it has seen me through my Stampin' Up days. It has seen me through my Tumblr and epoxy days. It has seen me through my painting laser woodcut days. So I think we're good there. I think I got everything. I think I missed a corner. All right, good enough. Shanna Banana, hey friend. All right, let's do some ink blending. Totally out of my wheelhouse here. Like way, way out. So, we're gonna go for it. All right, so we have, as Elizabeth says, pink, 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 and blue. But they were the two that matched my paper the best. I cannot. Oh, smoked cheese, so much fun to do. I cannot wait to cook for Thanksgiving. All right, there seriously is no ink in here. All right, that's gonna make me frustrated. So I have foam ink pads, pink, that are a little bit juicier. There we go. That's so much better. All right, and then some blue. I I struggle with ink blending. It is not my thing, as you will shortly see. So we're just gonna go back. And I may scrap this idea altogether. Do you ever do that? You start on something thinking, oh, this will be great. And then when you get going and you're like, not so great. We'll just put the critters and their party down there. I know it looks like a baby card, but it's not. It matches the papers that I picked. All right. We may or may not use that. I don't know. I lost a lid. There it is. All right. So I'm not real happy with this part here. This part here, I channeled my inner Elizabeth. This part here, yeah, not so much. But that's where the critter party can happen. All right. So we've got that. We're going to trim this down a little bit. Whew. I told Debbie I was going to talk. Actually, I told her I was going to color really slowly. I think I might actually just cut down the middle. I just happened to make that not so horrible. I don't know if that's the middle or not, but it's in between all the. There we go. Then we're going to cut down our, let's see. That matches close enough. Actually, with these are all the papers that I pulled out of this one. Kind of like the polka dots. Actually, we're going to go with the gold. Going for gold. I know I have 18 minutes left. How did that happen? All right, so I need to go to 3.5 minus a smidge, and then 6 minus a smidge, because we're doing a mini slimline. So let's get this on here. Well, that looks good. A fruit platter. Not today. We're going with cake and critters. And I think I'm gonna skip the light for today. I have all these dies that cut, mini slimline borders and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to use some of those. All right, we're gonna cut this down as well. And we're gonna use this just because I worked hard on it. So we're just gonna take that down a little farther. And I'm not gonna put that on quite yet. I cut this border actually out of a longer one. And I really wanted to put it on the side. I should cut another one. Maybe I'll grab another one and nope, I know what I'm gonna do. Put this. We're not gonna put that on yet because we got our little critters. And had I thought it through better, I would have had them. Put him by the balloons. Move him up. My hands are shaking now. So we're going to do them like this. And then I'm actually going to trim them off. We're going to trim them off. So we're going to put them down and then we're going to cut them off. So that they're kind of like peeking into this little section. And I probably put way too much glue on there. But we don't want to cut his leg off. So we're going to scooch him. There we go. Got to get creative here. Oh no, Mr. Bill. I actually read that, Tracy, in the Mr. Bill voice. All right. We're going to take out chomp, 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 chomp. Oh, that hurts my heart. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I cut your feet off. can't see. I go to the eye doctor this week, thank goodness, because I think my eyes have gotten old. Oh my gosh, I love it! My eyes are getting old. All right. And we're going to put them in the middle. And I have my little, oh, wait, nope. I got something else we're going to put in there. All right, we're committing to it. We're putting it right down the middle. Oh, I love it. It would make a great bookmark. That was fun. All right. I need, and I pulled out, because there's gold in this, I pulled out some peel off strips and little hearts and sparkles from Love from Lizzie. These are the pinstripe ones. They are so fun to add. You know, if you don't have, like, I could have added another layer of gold paper, but we are going to just go right along here, and that kind of pulls that gold um out of the background paper as well. And I save all the extra little bits on this. I am not going to try and miter them together, so I'm not adding the light, Debbie. I'm scared. I don't know where the light would go. But you never know. A light up card may appear in your mailbox. Because when I'm not on camera, I might actually do it. And then we're going to go along the bottom here. No, no light. Sorry. I fibbed. I told a crafty lie. My hands are shaking. These are also great if you, like on the top part here, I'm going to tell on myself. I didn't get it lined up all the way straight, but if I put this on here, I can adjust it to where nobody will ever know. All right, I got one more little section. We use our little scrap. But it needs to match the top. The other thing that's nice about these is that you can peel them up and replace them easily. All right, and then we're going to take, and I think we're going to go with our the little sparkles. And we're going to add some of these. These things are so fun. And they come in different sizes. So now this one is a little bit bigger. So we'll get a couple of these in here. Going this way. Oh, I don't like that one. Eight minutes to go. Oh, I missed a whole spot. How did that happen? And then we'll get one big one. There we go. So that added some little sparkles there. And then we've got our, hold on, where'd they go? What container are they in? I don't know, where did they go? Here it is. We are gonna die cut out our, gosh, I have such a mess. My poor desk. I lost my dies. There they are. Our let's potty and party animal. Let me, gosh. Let's just move one stack from one place to the other. That is, that's not right. That's this one. Oh, that's going to be hard. Oh, I just dropped an X-Acto knife in my lap. Good thing I didn't try and catch it. All right, there we go. Cuddy cuddy. Those are perfect. And then let's see. I don't know where to put them now. Let's potty animal. But we are going to put these on their little black extras that I made, just because I cut it out, so we're going to use it. The other day I was stamping, I was telling Elizabeth, and usually 90% of the time I have shorts on. Today I have my pajamas on. I have shorts on, and I was stamping and lost control of my Simon Hurley Black Widow stamp pad, and it went flinging into my lap. And so what do you do when, things are falling into your lap is that you close your thighs together to try and catch it. So yeah, I caught the black ink pad in my legs, and it doesn't wash off very easily. It took a little bit. It wasn't as bad though as when I was getting ready to paint one of my laser cutouts for class. Of course it was for class. And I went to shake my black ink, and it was a brand new bottle, and the top of it was cracked. So when I forcibly went to shake it, it exploded. I was covered head to toe in black ink. There is still a big black ink, black paint. It was black acrylic paint on the carpet. I do. I'm gonna have to look that up now that you talked about it, Amanda. Um, Living in a house full of boys and dogs, um, that would be helpful. I love this so much. And look, I have 3 minutes. Here I was worried about making it a whole hour. All right, we're done. Clap, 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 clap. All right. So here is our, let me just zoom. Well, that didn't help much. Let me hold it up here to the camera. We have our party animals that we colored and then chopped off. And we ink blended our clear embossed thing. We added some Love from Lizzie peel offs there, and the paper in all its fabulousness is Cordelia, I don't even know where I would put a light. And then we have our Let's Potty party animal. Because, you know, I think after today, Debbie is the ultimate party animal. All right, Debbie is getting ready to go live. Thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun. Y'all have a blast. Head on over to watch Miss Debbie J. She is getting ready to wrap things up. Thanks, y'all. Much love. Remember, be kinder than you need to be, because you never know what someone's going through. So just be a decent human being.
Hey there, it's Shannon with J. Marie Design. Pull up a chair, it's creative time. We're cutting and coloring, inky and bright. Sharing those tips to make your cards just right. From giggles to glitter, oh, we got the knack. Step it, blend it, we'll never look back. So join the fun, bring your crafty delight with J. Marie Design. Let's make something tonight.